希望他们也加油吧。
互相加油。我们也是真的希望在今年的世界总决赛上，我们的中国战队能拿到一个 DOTA 的冠军，也祝福你们好吗？
好的，
谢谢。
Hey guys, welcome back to the WCG 2012 Grand Finals. I am Wolf, with me as though we were casting Starcraft.
And who is that guy? I think we know who he is.
That's MarineKing Prime.
That's right. One of the best Starcraft 2 players of all time so far.
Yeah, certainly.
Super entertaining. He's going to be going up against one of the Canadian heroes at this tournament. It is none other than Hendralisk.
Yeah. I actually like the jerseys that the Canadian players actually have. It's a very simple Adidas Samsung jersey. You got a Canada flag though at the top right.
It is pretty cool, you know.
It looks very sports-like.
It does.
Looks like you could go for a jog in it later if you felt inclined.
If he loses, you know, he can just like go jog it off.
Yeah, certainly.
Jogging, you know, releases endorphins. It makes you feel more positive. Going up against MarineKing is certainly going to be intimidating for him. MarineKing's pretty good. And his countryman, Combat X, is currently 4-1 in his group. What is going on with the world, Wolf?
Well, I feel he had an easy group, but we'll see how he does later on.
Oh, wow. Wolf not pulling any punches?
Not pulling any punches about that group.
So we might, I've heard rumors that we might get to see Combat X versus Startail parting
a little bit later.
We'll cross our fingers for that one.
That might actually happen.
It might.
So no promises there, but that match is going to go on a little bit later.
Yeah. And MKP.
Yep, here he is.
The keyboard that he's using is actually a sort of a prototype TT Esports one. I don't believe that's been released yet. That's actually a keyboard they made for a Creator, but a lot of the players on Prime have started using it.
Yeah, it's a very nice keyboard.
Yeah, non-mechanical too, interestingly enough.
Yeah, a lot of Korean players prefer non-mechanical keyboards because they're used to using that Kunshan DT35.
Yeah, that's an awesome keyboard, man. I loved using that keyboard. I used that right up until I started using the Sky Digital.
Same here.
Mechanicals, yeah.
Now his opponent, of course, Hendralisk, he's got a lot on his plate right now. This is going to be a very difficult match for him, playing up against one of Korea's finest here. Yeah. Zerg versus Terran.
You know, we talked to FireZerg last night, and he was telling us it was his first booth experience, and I'm guessing that's the way it is for a lot of these players here today.
Maybe the case for Hendralisk as well today.
Yeah.
See how well he can do it. It's going to be a lot of pressure here, representing Canada, falling like FireZerg, who's also from Canada.
Yeah.
And just struggling to beat these top-notch Korean and Chinese players in this tournament who are definitely the favorites right now.
If Hendralisk loses right now, maybe it was good that Combat X was waving that Canadian flag in the intro. You know, maybe he truly is
#1.
He may be Canada's best StarCraft 2 representative. So Canada, at least you've got that going for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Maple syrup is also very nice.
You've got maple syrup and Combat X. There you go.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Bacon, though, the Canadian bacon, that's not really my thing.
Well, it's more like Canadian ham, really.
We're going to take a quick commercial break. See you guys in just a moment.
WCG 冠军级用品 WCG 2012冠军电竞座椅，世界区选手参赛卫衣，大赛指定 Razer 键盘包，以及 Razer 键盘鼠标。各种商品全网最低价销售中 ，UTV 点淘宝.com等你来抢。
WCG 世界总决赛服火爆开启，12月1日13点登录 LD.NewTV.cn， 先到50级 WCG 世界总决赛选手战袍双手奉上，冲破60级 WCG 专属座椅限量送出，奖品丰富，静待归属，一切尽在 L.NewTV.cn。
All
hey
right,
guys.
guys.
Yeah, welcome back. MarineKing versus Hendralisk now. Terran versus Zerg.
That's right. They've had to shuffle things around a little bit schedule-wise, but we have reached a pretty good TVZ. There's our lobby, and Scarlet is obviously the account I think that Hendralisk is using, because I don't think. Oh no, maybe not.
No, I think that's just the Observer client.
You think Acer Scarlet is the Observer? I think Scarlet's actually just like hanging out in the lobby.
It's possible. That would be weird on the Chinese server, though. Hendralisk.
She might have an account, man.
Private messaging Neo TV. It's private, though. We won't show you guys on
That's
screen.
right. We don't want to know about that. Oh,
this
his
is
sound
actually
isn't working.
Usually no one gets to see the lobby chat before a game
That's
starts.
true.
But you guys get a special treat.
It's first time all tournament.
So this is the part where the casters don't have to like frantically look down while they're on camera.
Yeah.
And try to and hope you don't notice they're looking down and then seeing and saying, "Oh, I think that his sound's not working."
Yeah.
But they're not really 100% sure, but they're telling you that. Sometimes they tell you they think the sound's not working, but actually
Now
they have
we
no
know.
idea what it is, and they just said that because they didn't have any better excuse. That's sometimes what happens to casters. I do that sometimes. I'm like, I don't know, guys. Like, probably the sound's not working. But in this case, you guys can actually see, especially if you can read Chinese.
And can Hendralisk actually speak Chinese?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I just saw him do it. That's how I know.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. That's pretty awesome. That's cool.
Unless he's just typing random things in that sounds Chinese, he thinks. But I'm pretty sure that's Chinese.
I do wonder how we have. I'm really wondering about the Acer Scarlet account, man.
It's very likely that this
She's trying to sneak in here.
It's very likely this is being played on the Chinese client. In fact, I can tell by the font at the top. This is not the Taiwanese client.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say it was the Taiwanese client.
So it would make more sense if Scarlet had an account on the Taiwanese client to play on the Korean server, but
this is the Chinese server.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And looks like Hendralisk sound is working again.
Ready. All right, guys. I want to get into the game.
I'm ready.
It'd be great to do. Was Scarlet at WBC? BWC?
Yes, she was.
I bet that is an account that is left over from BWC.
That absolutely makes sense.
That's probably right.
That must mean that we may even be on the special region that Blizzard created.
Ah, it's possible, yeah. Seeing if MarineKing is ready.
Yep. Got to ask MKP.
If
ask
he's
him with
ready.
a question mark just to make sure that he fully understands that that's what they're asking him.
MKP not paying attention here. He's not looking at the mini-map. He's not looking at his monitor even.
He's just checking team.
He's tabbed out. I know, yeah.
He's on Play XP.
We know
now
this.
he's ready.
We've seen all these guys in the booth, man. We know they're tabbed out at every available opportunity, like looking at Naver, looking at Reddit or Team Liquid. That's it, guys.
Countdown's done. Well, nearly. We're going to load the map
now
here.
It's done, Wolf. Now it's done.
Hendralisk up against MarineKing Prime here at the WCG 2012 Grand Finals for Starcraft 2 Wings of Liberty.
Yep. Next year, next WCS or WCG. Too many acronyms in StarCraft. Next WCG, it's going to be Heart of the Swarm. It's going to be out by then.
Yes.
So this is our one of the last. This is the last WCG tournament for Wings of Liberty.
Yep. There were only two, I guess.
I guess so. Did they have one in 2010, or is that still Brood War?
Brood War only.
Ah, yeah, you're right. I think you're right. The loading screen is doing its thing. Cloud Kingdom will be our map.
And like we mentioned earlier, this is going to be a tough one for Hendralisk. I would not be surprised to see a double barracks proxy from MarineKing in this situation.
You can turn on the display grid option to understand how to use buildings to block ground movement.
You can find it in the options menu's gameplay tab.
Thank you for that wonderful tip, Wolf and DoA. Thank you, me. Thank you, us. Thank you, Blizzard.
You can also take this time to learn how to type Cloud Kingdom in Chinese.
That's true. That must be what that says.
You can also learn Zerg and Terran Chinese as well.
Yeah, that's actually useful. Because if you ever play on the Chinese server, you at least need to be able to recognize the characters for Zerg, Terran, and Protoss and random.
Or if you ever visit China and you're trying to go into a shop to buy some larvae, for example, you don't want to go in the Protoss shop. They're not going to have it there.
That's right, yeah. You need to be very careful about that.
Or when you're driving on the highway and you see the sign that says Terran, you know just what to do.
Or when you're going in, or when you're trying to buy whiskey, it's probably good to find the Chinese name for whiskey. You might end up getting something that's not that at all.
Yeah, that might occur.
That does happen once in a while.
Be careful not to go in the cleaning products aisle.
That's right. You can find great knockoff Transformers here, though.
Yeah?
They're called change robots.
Yes. All right, it's time finally here to the top right. Hendralisk, our Canadian player, and to the bottom left, MarineKing Prime. There he is. Stunningly stylish.
Stunning. We're just at a loss for words. The only thing that Wolf can muster is stunning.
I was stunned.
He's stunned.
For about 3 seconds, I was vulnerable to attacks.
We need to nerf that. That's way too long to have you stunned and vulnerable to attacks.
I need an ability that allows me to remove that. That has a slow cooldown.
You do.
Thank you to our sponsors, especially Samsung.
Yep.
To mention a few, you can see them up on screen, our Chinese sponsors now.
A lot of sponsors. Definitely. So, Cloud Kingdom for Terran versus Zerg. This matchup, I don't want to feel like it. I don't want to say it's gotten a little bit stale, but it's become a bit more, I don't know, it's become a bit more handlered out than some of the other matches. I think ZVP is the only other one that's more nailed down than this match is.
Yeah.
Usually fairly standard games. You don't usually see a lot of the roach pushing that we saw at like the end of 2011, the beginning of 2012. And look at this MarineKing going for some early barracks.
Yeah, he's just going to 2-racks, put some 2-racks pressure on and do a 2-racks expand.
Yep.
This is very scary to someone who has not had a lot of practice against this.
Yeah.
But Hendralisk, I feel, based on the experiences he's had, and since he's qualified and gotten this far in the first place, will probably easily be able to repel the initial pressure and get his third base up.
Yeah, I mean, it seems scary when it's someone like MarineKing doing this to you, but that's the time when you have to settle down and realize, all right, he can't make Marines faster than anybody else. He can't get his units faster than anybody else. So I can still just follow my normal, way of defending this, and it should be fine. MarineKing is MarineKing, but still, the fundamentals of defending against this type of push don't change.
It's very true. The Overlord Scout does see this now. It's a bit later, so his pool timing, since he made those extra drones before the pool, is going to actually make him a little bit more vulnerable than normal. Had he gone for a drone scout, I think he would have made his pool 2 drones earlier than he did. So he's not going to have those lings out for a while, and if MarineKing pulls an extra SCV, he could definitely do some very real, very permanent damage to Hendralisk's economy.
Yeah, I mean, 16 pool is...
And he's doing that. Look, he's pulling 2 additional SCVs.
Yeah, so the pool will be a little bit later. 16 pool is preferable. I mean, that's what most Zergs would want to do, but that's a little bit risky. He does see it coming, though, so he's got the option now. He hasn't really moved any more drones. Okay, there we go. Now the drones are down to natural expansion.
The hatchery is finished, and that's the most important part, because you can start that spine crawler.
Immediately. Spine crawler going down just before the barracks. Here come all the drones. You need to respond like this if you want to hold it off.
I can't believe he didn't trap that Marine with the drone from the back with the flank. He could have done a lot more, and he's got to make sure he targets on that SCV, but with this many Marines...
Well, he's moving all his drones as like one group. He needs to split this off and micro a little bit better. MarineKing microing his Marines back. Look at that control. Hendralisk just not able to get this around. He's got his Zerglings out now.
With 2 bunkers, he could actually get the spine core down, but the problem is he lost those SCVs. Now he can't finish it. Cancels the spine.
Yeah.
That may be a bit overzealous. Had MarineKing sent an SCV across, that could be a problem. Now funneling down into this choke point. It looks like Hendralisk will actually hold here.
He will. Not the most ideal setup to handle these Marines. In fact, he's not going to be able to kill all of them, but he does force MarineKing back for just a moment. Yeah. MKP thinking about putting a little bit more pressure on. He may turn around. Yeah, there's the command center going down. So Hendralisk has held. The spine crawler cancel did freak me out a little bit too, but it looks like it ended up being just fine.
Yeah, had he brought more SCVs, that could have been a disaster.
Yeah.
But in the case, he cancels both bunkers.
Yeah, good read.
The choice of canceling a spine crawler, I think, was the right one, but it definitely is risky. And the spine crawler can be useful later on for Hellion, so you see he's going to even remake it right now because he knows the potential for a follow-up is there. Our
Observer going crazy about that gas going down, 2 gas going down, and this is not for any sort of cancel to just push out a few more drones. We are actually going to see some sort of craziness going on, whether that's a very, very quick lair for quick mutalisks or possibly something like an early Baneling bust, although getting 2 gas for that is a little bit surprising unless he wants to just go crazy with it. Hendralisk has got something planned here.
Yeah. With MarineKing taking a risky 3rd command center here as well. it may really pay off. This is totally MarineKing style, and Hendralisk has definitely studied that going into this group. He's had a lot of time to prepare for MarineKing.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking too, man. I mean, MarineKing is known for being very greedy economically, and Hendralisk can potentially push this. There's the quick lair, so I think we are going to see very fast Mutalisks, especially with those third and fourth gases down. Almost completely sure it's going to be Mutalisks getting his lair at the natural. What do you think? I feel like that's a little bit on the risky side. That can be scouted.
I like it because basically what the build he's trying to do with this is hoping for a fast third command center. And if there's a fast third command center, then you're not going to have Hellions out to scout on the ground. And if you scan, the main, which is the more likely place to scan, you're not going to see anything there. But the problem with this Mutalisk play, though, is that he's already built up such a strong Marine count.
Exactly.
I feel like once Stim gets out, he should actually be able to repel the Mutalisk pressure very easily.
Well, when I was seeing the 2 gas go down, I was hoping that it was actually going to be one of those roach pushes that Stefano used to do quite a bit in this matchup. I feel like after defending something like that and being against someone like MarineKing that nearly always gets that fast third command center, I feel like that would be a pretty good response. He could have done some decent damage with that, but there's the Spire going down, so it will be Mutas. He's getting his Baneling nest with this too, so it will just be a very early Speedling, Baneling, Mutalisk attack here. It's not going to be the standard 2-2 timing. It's going to come really quick, and this is something that's not seen terribly often in Korea right now, so even with the Marine count, MarineKing may be a little bit surprised by this.
Yeah, it could catch him off guard for sure.
Yeah.
And now the Baneling nest does complete. He's got a bunch of larvae that just popped out. Looks like he wants to save it, at least initially. Just making 2 more drones right now.
Yeah.
And MarineKing is going to try to go and get his first glimpse of where is the third base. Do you have one?
Oh, man.
Can I see your tech? And, you know, the thing is, at this point, I feel like because MarineKing is being so patient with his third base, this attack is not really going to hurt him too much.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, he's getting his 2 engineering bays as well, so he's going for a very slow, methodical style with this. He's getting the upgrades. He's playing for the later game at this point, and Hendralisk, in the meantime, playing for a very early push. So the thing is with MarineKing moving out on the map right now, this may time out very well, actually, for Hendralisk to defend this little poke with Zergling, Baneling, and then counterattack with Mutalisks at the same time. Now, he may be tempted to just try to defend with these Mutas, and I see that happen all the time, but I feel like in this case, you really just need to send the Mutas at your opponent's base, because if you use them to defend, you're never going to get them there in time to do damage.
You're right, and he doesn't have any links at all or Banelings. He's going to have to cancel his hatchery. There's no way he can defend this.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't have enough forces in time.
He played this a little bit too greedy with trying to get those Mutas out, and now he's got nothing to defend, and this is a great little timing attack by MarineKing. This build is the reason why Mutalisks are not seen on 2 hatcheries like this very often anymore, except for big aggressive attacks. And exactly as you mentioned, he's going to go for the counterattack now with the Mutas trying to get over there before MarineKing can get back. Third base is very exposed, but the other issue, of course, is does Hendralisk have enough? It doesn't look like he has nearly enough to defend here.
Oh, man, and that was just a really, really rough engagement for Hendralisk. That was not what he wanted. No turrets, though, so he is doing damage to MarineKing as well, but there is nothing stopping MarineKing from running into this natural. This is why you don't build the lair at your natural against MarineKing. It's so difficult to hold this, and essentially Hendralisk forced into, you know, what's going to amount to a very odd base trade. He may still be able to clean this up, but he's going to lose so much from it. I don't think he's going to be able to efficiently trade with MarineKing.
Yeah, I don't think he can recover for this. He's losing so much mining. If MarineKing wants the hatchery in the main, he can take it.
Yeah.
He can't kill the lair at the natural. It has too many hit points. But,
I guess so.
He can actually sit at the top of the ramp. Going down here like he is right now, though, is actually really risky with all those Banelings.
Oh, wow. MarineKing, he just made a huge mistake. I can't believe he did that. The next thing I was going to say was MarineKing could just sit on the ramp and easily split against the Zergling Baneling.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, and he tried to go down. He was too greedy about trying to kill workers. He could have killed that hatchery, no problem, and this has opened up such a good timing for Hendralisk, even being like 30 supply down. Although, ooh, man, I hadn't looked at the supply. That's actually a lot rougher than I thought he would be.
Yeah, he's definitely in a basically irrecoverable situation. That was a good trade, though, like you mentioned, with MarineKing trying to go down the ramp. He got a lot out of that. But the thing is, he just doesn't really, I mean, he's trying to make something work here, but he doesn't have enough mutas. He doesn't have any force on the map. He will never be able to secure a third base. Once MarineKing just sits and gets a few waves of units out and starts to get siege tanks out, he can just push again and end the game with turrets up at home. He can even just make a bunker at his natural.
And we talked about this a little bit earlier, too. The way Hendralisk played this was a little bit too greedy. A lot of times when you're doing this really early muta push like this, you don't want to take your third very quickly because chances are you're going to need those minerals to produce a lot of Zerglings around that point so that you can defend efficiently against the 9, 10, 11-minute pushes that comes from Terran while you counterattack with the mutas. Then you take your third later, yes, but it's much safer.
Or you could potentially take a hatchery in your main base for a macro hatch to have that extra water.
Oh, yeah.
This is a problem. MarineKing needs to start splitting, use some of that micro he's known for. There it is.
Whoa.
But he lost a lot, and he's going to lose several of his SCVs here. This is an opening that Hendralisk is going to be very happy about. But does he have enough now that he's traded his units for economy? Does he have enough to hold off the next wave of MarineKing's units? I just don't think so.
No, I don't think so either. I mean, MarineKing not quite paying as much attention to his Marines as we normally see, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, on 2 bases, Hendralisk is just not going to be able to muster up enough force to end this game. It's going to be rough. He's going to try to take a third now. You mentioned the macro hatchery. That would be a great choice as well. That's how Lenok plays quite a bit. That's how Startail Life actually plays quite a bit too. We won a GSL doing that style, in fact. And
Hendralisk having an opportunity to try to go in with the Balians, but he didn't know how well MarineKing would react, so he actually did not go for it, and now he's being chased back. MarineKing now has all of his units together. He's coming in for the push to end the game. He's got double the supply of his opponent. 3 command centers with triple SCV production. He's built so many workers. He had so many mules. He's just way ahead in the economy. He's not going to want to go up that choke point, though. He is going to have to go around the third base.
This game looks like nerves to me, man. 100% nerves coming out of Hendralisk here. He had, a good idea, but the whole build is like, all right, well, maybe he's not expecting me to go for fast muta, so maybe I can get in there and do enough damage, and then maybe I can beat MarineKing. It just seems like a little bit of nerves here for our Canadian player. I felt like the principles were sound, but the execution was just a little bit lacking. And MarineKing should have no problem denying that third again and cleaning this up. Dropping onto that high ground as well.
All he's doing is keeping most of his army back at home to defend. While he starts to poke away again here, he's got that siege up position at the third, so he'll be able to kill that no matter what. And
he didn't cancel it either.
There's nothing Hendralisk can do to find any edge.
MarineKing playing so safe here, pulling back. He doesn't really have a ton of tanks right now, but even if Hendralisk takes out this army, exactly. There's another army waiting at home. Just not gonna work too much.
He knows that he's probably gonna lose this army if Hendralisk comes out to fight while he's on siege. So he's just keeping most army at home so that he can trade with that army and then just be able to defend counterattacks. See, Hendralisk can't even attack with this really because it's just not gonna work. He might be able to force a lift on a 4th base before he even has his 3rd base, but if he loses too many units, I mean, basically he's hanging by a thread right now.
We just watched Hendralisk kind of juke back and forth in the sort of center of the map towards his side, and that just shows that indecision. MarineKing putting down a couple more factories.
Yeah, he's just going to get an additional group of siege tanks ready because he has the economy to support it now. He had a great leap of economy, a few mutas going down here. With that big of a leap in economy, you can suddenly just add 2 factories. He's got 3 on the way for his Marines. Ling's not so lucky with their upgrades.
And here we go. There's a scan to take out some of the creep. Gives him vision on the high ground to try to see where the army is. Hendralisk, in the meantime, doing a bit of a counterattack at the natural. And he's, that's it. He sees the army right there. GG. And MarineKing takes a pretty easy win against Hendralisk, unfortunately.
Very straightforward. A great defense by Hendralisk against the bunker play from MarineKing. The 2 racks well scouted and well defended, but MarineKing taking some really key engagements, hitting at that perfect time when the Spire was coming up, knocking out that 3rd hatchery, and he takes a pretty easy win.
I mean, if I could talk to Hendralisk, I would say, all right, that style's awesome. In fact, that's my favorite style of ZVT, but go check out Life, check out Lenok, watch how they do it. The little tiny changes in how they approach that strategy in ZVT are what makes the difference between it working and it not working. And Hendralisk, I mean, probably new to the booth, perfectly fine.
It's unfortunate for him. He's representing Canada here. He's actually Chinese as well, as mentioned, speaking Chinese in the chat. So definitely probably feels some pull to want to win this, but MarineKing takes him out. We're going to have another little break before we go into our next game, so we'll see you guys in just a bit.